The Pulwama attack and post the Indian actions after that attack have showed Pakistan a number of very important strategic lessons. The first thing that Pakistan has learnt, that it can now take on and meet the Indian threat at any level, at any pre-nuclear level. In other words, India tried to get the upper hand militarily by having the attack, sending its Air Force planes to attack Pakistan. That attack failed miserably. Pakistan took the position that it now reserved the right to attack in self-defense in response to the Indian attack, as and when it chose. And when it chose to attack, it did it in a very sensible manner. It targeted the Indian military headquarters in occupied Kashmir, but it chose not to attack that target, and it chose to send a message by attacking a non-habited target close to that. So the message that went to India was, we are able to respond, but we choose not to escalate the conflict. And nevertheless, we are prepared and ready and able to meet your conflict at any level that you choose to have that conflict. The Indian response again showed that Pakistan had the upper operational hand when it brought down the Indian planes. So in many ways, what Pulwama did was to reverse what happened during Kargil. Because if you remember, after the Kargil conflict, the Indian Investigation Commission that analyzed the Kargil conflict said that India had proven it could respond and choose the level of attack that it wanted to respond to, and it could meet the threat at any conventional sub-nuclear level vis-a-vis India, and that India would be able to succeed at any level it chose to have that operation. Now that presumption of India, which then led India to enunciate the cold start doctrine and think of limited war as a viable option, all those the assumptions, military and strategic assumptions on the part of India were reversed because of the way the post-Pulwama scenario evolved. So Pakistan regained a strategic foothold and a strategic initiative that it had lost during the Kargil conflict. So in that sense, this was a very important development in terms of Pakistan's future strategic doctrines. It also showed that as long as the nuclear deterrence is there, it is going to become increasingly difficult for India to have any form of adventurism in the form of a sub-nuclear conventional conflict at any level, be it tactical, be it battlefield, or be it strategic. So if you look at the whole post-Pulwama environment, it has been a win-win for Pakistan, because the other message that Pakistan sent to the world was, yes, it can take on a conflict and sustain a conflict vis-a-vis India, but it is a responsible nuclear weapon state which chose not to aggravate or sustain the conflict, but chose to try and reduce the level of tensions by releasing the Air Force officer that had been held captive without any preconditions demanded from the Indian side.